morning, Divine One. Infinity here. Welcome to the Infinity and the Divine YouTube channel. You are divine and we are with the divine always. Connected. I'm coming to you playing my kalimba. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good middle of the night, whenever it is that you are guided to this video. I appreciate your guides and guardians for pointing you here and for you following that guidance and being here with me whenever it is that you happen to have been guided to be here. These messages are for you. They are timeless, even though they are coming to you today, January 24th, 2025. So I've been guided to start our daily Trinity sunrise videos with kalimba. Receive the frequencies. I just let it fly and let my thumbs do what they will do. We are also to highlight the moon. We are at 23.4 degrees moon as I just looked at it a couple minutes ago. And it was 10:33 a.m. when we started the video. Or a big 13 with some extra love there. So take a few deep breaths, center yourself for these messages in this video. Okay, there we go with that. Hearing that is good. And next, I'm gonna get I'm gonna roll my dice here and bring you a couple of numbers, maybe 2, maybe 3. So we have number 4 and number 10. Or a bonus, a 4, a 1, and a 0, and then one more here, the number 2. So interesting. 4, 10, or 1 and 0, and number 2. I can show you how these came up. I just kind of rolled them around in my hand and pulled them up. I didn't throw them, but there's our 4, there's our 10, and there's our 2. So it's the 24th, and we're coming up with 4102. I find that interesting. All right, what else? Our daily crystal. Got my crystal Bible here until I get, or I'm sure I'll be guided to it as well, but I'm getting a deck for crystals. Another crystal deck. I do have a few different decks that highlight crystals, but not a specific, like this is just about crystal deck. So that's coming. I'm not sure when exactly. So maybe you can see in the reflection, I'm spinning the book around. Now I closed my eyes, so I don't know what's in what's the front of the book? What's the back of the book? As I open it up and start to move through it until my fingers stop. Okay, here we are. Oh, upside down. What do we got here? Varisite. Ooh, I'm not familiar with this. Green, gray, and white, opaque, sometimes veined, and it may appear as large mass or small inclusions on a matrix, obtainable from specialist stores. Source is United States, Germany, Austria, Czech Republic, and Bolivia. Varisite is a stone of encouragement, bringing hope and courage. It is extremely useful for illness and invalids. It supports and encourages an invalid. What? Oh, invalid. I was like, what? It encourages an invalid to continue despite the illness and helps caregivers to deal with the disease an illness can create. Opening the heart chakra brings unconditional love into the situation. Varisite is extremely helpful for past life exploration. It facilitates visual images of the experience while going deeply into the feelings and experiences of appropriate lives. Wow, interesting. Stimulates insights. So read more about this. I don't want to take too much time here. Heals the nervous system, treats abdominal distension and constricted blood flow. So it's a really healing, like when we talk about crystals being healers, place is appropriate and used for long periods of time. Position over third eye for past life recall. Wears a pendant or hold in the left hand for receiving. We receive from our left and we send out from our right. So varisite, very cool looking crystal. I encourage you to look it up. I will myself. I like all that it says about, well, I've done all my healing for myself. Well, mostly. But, ooh, I'm getting tingles all around my right eye. The way that it's activating. I should take my beanie off so I could get some of this sun. We got a lot of haze. We had a lot of that horrible fog. Yesterday, I didn't even mention it. Yesterday, I looked up, it was again fog, that mysterious, not mysterious, it's geoengineering, it's chemtrails, it's disgusting. And there's just this cloud. I even took pictures of it. I was going to post, but I forgot. But literally in a circle, or like just around where I live, and in other places too, but it was like, seriously, it's like right here. It said poor air quality. It was at a 124 index at like 8 in the morning. Just this cloud of disgustingness. Yeah. And it never fully burns off, is what I've noticed. Anyway, I can go on and on and on about this. Actually, Nicole Shanahan posted about chemtrails and geoengineering today, and I reposted and quoted. So if you're on X, if you're not on X, you should be, because that's where all the actual information of the world is. I'm not saying there isn't bullshit. There's bullshit everywhere. But X is definitely where the news and real news is, and people share facts and call out bullshit. So I highly recommend getting on X. And unless you're doing funky shit with your account, you can say whatever the hell you want. You might get checked. People might leave a community note. I've never gotten one. But community notes basically like are meant to kind of fact check, but they can be really funny too. Anyway, Nicole Shanahan posted about geoengineering and chemtrails today, and I retweeted and quoted. So, and she cited a paper that talked about how chemtrails are specifically an issue with wildfires, and cited a paper from 2018, which is basically right around the time that Gaia came to me about geoengineering and chemtrails, because I didn't know anything about them, and she's the first one who told me, and that whole awareness and consciousness then came into my timeline, and like, I kind of wish it didn't. Kind of wish I was like some of these people, completely oblivious, because it's one of the things in life that I have like a very hard time not getting triggered over. Especially when people try to tell me that what I know is like, that's not actually a chemtrail, that's a contrail. I don't care who the fuck you are. If I say it's a chemtrail, it's because Gaia told me it's a chemtrail, or the dragons they brought my attention to it, and they're specifically showing it to me. I'm sorry, it's just really frustrating when people, like, especially when people know, like, that I am aware of things and they still argue with me about this stuff. It's like, oh my God. Whoo! I don't get into arguments over it because it's ridiculous, but yeah, it is definitely something that is extremely triggering, because it's so harmful to Gaia, to us, to every bit of nature. It blocks the sun. It puts shit in our lungs. How do we think COVID was spread? Really? And yeah, I mean, oh God, I gotta be careful with what I say. I was just, my yesterday's video was just removed, and I'm having issues with that because I finally got it. Anyway, it's just a whole thing of uploads and downloads and things taking forever and not working properly, and having to now go in and edit just literally a few seconds out of this video where I talk about things that are injectable and how they aren't great. And yeah, they took down the video and gave me a warning, or a pre-warning, warning. I don't know. Anyway, so much of the world is controlled by forces that like to perpetuate bullshit. Yeah. Okay, I am guided to take a look at, I usually do this ahead of time, but I forgot to today, to take a look at today's I like this one. Yeah, let's do this one. I don't read I'm only guided to read some of them and how it's feeling for me at the time. This one's not long. And it's called, this is from Simple Abundance, a daybook of comfort and joy. And every day of the year, she has a whole thing that she gets into here, but it's not too long. I like this one, especially for how I'm feeling right now. When it comes to truth and reality and what's good for us, what's bad for us, what's really happening. I sometimes feel like I'm a lone wolf, a lone voice in the night, screaming out to the world, and almost nobody can hear me. And when some people do, they say that what I'm saying is lies or whatever, or I literally get blocked in trying to share in different ways, or, you know, people just flat out say that what I know to be true isn't true. And like I said, when it comes to certain things, it's harder to deal with than others. I'm not by any means, you know, immune to that. I do my best to maintain myself and my energy and my vibration and not get triggered or bothered or baited. And manage myself and my frequency and what I'm hosting within me. I try to do my best to manage and maintain a high level of my known and embodied divine essence that isn't bothered by that kind of shit. It's my human aspect that is. And while I'm human, which is going to be always in this experience, this is going to be a thing. Because while our divine soul essence knows on so many levels and really cannot be bothered in the way that we can as humans, humans are human. And we're emotional, and there's times where we're more emotional than others, you know, and we know that to be true. We know that to be true. That, you know, something can happen on, you know, Monday at 3:00 in the afternoon, and you're like, interesting, whatever, moving on. Or barely, you know, it barely registers a beep, and then, you know, the same thing can happen Wednesday at 6 a.m. and you're going to be very bothered about it and maybe create timelines from that. So sometimes energies are the way they are, and they're going to evoke us to stoke us to respond differently. But in any event, it is always optimal to, you know, not be without our humanity or without our emotions, but to not be so attached to them and they so overly out of balance that they, you know, let in forces that can then control us through those negative energies. So with that said, let's read January 24th, blessing our circumstances. Bless a thing and it will bless you. Curse it and it will curse you. If you bless a situation, it has no power to hurt you. And even if it's troublesome for a time, it will gradually fade out if you sincerely bless it. Emmett Fox said that, and Emmett Fox is right. After accepting our present circumstances, no matter what they are, we must learn to bless them. Right. Bless misery through your gritted teeth if necessary. Usually we don't know why something has occurred, and we won't until there's enough distance to take a backward glance. However, blessing whatever vexes us is the spiritual surrender that can change even troublesome situations for the better. Blessing the circumstances in our lives also teaches us to trust, aka have faith. Over the years, my easiest and most joyous lessons have been learned through blessing. If you're sick and tired of learning life's lessons through pain and struggle, blessing your difficulties will show you there's a better way. Oh, I love this so much. I wish I had a pen. I got to remember to underline this. This is good shit right here. If you're sick and tired of learning life's lessons through pain and struggle, blessing your difficulties will show you there's a better way. A powerful set of blessings that I learned from the teachings of Stella Terrell Mann, a Unity minister who wrote during the 1940s, encourages us to greet the morning with the affirmation, "Blessed be the morn for me and mine. Blessed be the morn for me and mine." At noon declare, "Blessed be the day for me and mine." And in the evening invoke this prayer, "Blessed be the night for me and mine." I like that. I always say infinite love and blessings. I'm always talking about blessings and being blessed and blessing even, the shit, because there's going to be golden nuggets. So, yeah, blessing and talking about and doing blessings and acknowledging that you're blessed and declaring to be blessed or sending blessings is a really powerful thing. As you go about your work at home or in the office, affirm, "My work is a prayer for good for me and mine." My work is a prayer for good for me and mine. These affirmations of goodwill bring many blessings into your daily life, as they have in mine. Then start to count your blessings. Start today. Make a spiritual inventory of all your blessings. See if you can get to 100. So much good happens to us, but in the rush of daily life, we fail even to notice or acknowledge it. So much good happens to us, but in the rush of daily life, we fail even to notice or acknowledge it. Writing it down focuses our attention on the abundance already within our grasps and makes it real. So that's that. I told you it wasn't that long, but I love this. It's powerful and it's getting me all tingly. And so is the sun. Okay, this has me thinking of so many things, but I'm going to go straight to this. Start by counting your blessings. Start today. Make a spiritual inventory of all your blessings. About a week ago, we talked about our, being grateful and creating and starting a gratitude journal, if that's not already something that you do. And in yesterday's video that got taken down, that I'm working on getting put back up, I showed you my gratitude journal. I don't have it here because it's in my bedroom, because I wrote in it in my bed last night, which was really great. Second night in a row, and I loved it. It was fun and very thought-provoking and a great way to end the day. I really enjoyed it, and I'm glad that I'm doing that, and I really encourage you to do that. But yeah, the more that we acknowledge our blessings, the more that we acknowledge what we already have and how beautiful and amazing and magical and special and how much it means to us and how much we love these things, whatever they are, whoever they are, however, whatever it is, the more that we'll have to do that with or for, the more will come to us, basically. And this has come up a lot lately. This is something to really, really consider. And I like that, and you don't have to say it exactly the way that she said it, but you wake up in the morning and say, what does she say? Blessed be the morn, me and my, what was it? I gotta go back to it. Oh, I don't want to tomorrow. Blessed be the morn for me and mine. Blessed be the day for me and mine. Blessed be the night for me and mine. My work is a prayer for good for me and mine. So that last one is about staying in your divinity with what you're doing with yourself. Whatever you're working on, whatever you're consuming, whatever you're part of, whatever you're yeah, whatever your beingness is creating and participating in and experiencing is your life's work, is what you're doing with yourself, with your soul, with your time, with your life force, with your heart, with your mind, with your body, with your spirit, with your energy. So if you say something like, my work is a prayer for me and mine, then you're saying and declaring what I'm doing is in alignment with the divine and divinity and my divine nature. And that is a, how do I put this? That is really for you. Just like so many invocations and rituals and prayers and all the things that we do, it's not so much for what's all going on in the universe and beyond our ability to see and comprehend, and those forces of nature and divinity that make all the magical shit happen. It's for us to remember to attune to it. It's an affirmation to us of what we're aligning to. And we're clearing the space of anything that's outside of that. And it allows the things of divinity to help us, to guide us, to create beautiful spaces for us. So, okay, let's move on. Mystical Journey Oracle. Boop, boop, boop. This is what we're going to get for today's messages. That's how the cards look. It's fractals and mirrored images of that, these, what are they called? I want to say horns. They're not horns. Antlers. Thank you. I'm like, they're not horns. I want to say they're horns, but they're not horns. Anywho, this is a really cool deck. It's mystical. It's called Mystical Journey Oracle, and it's got light codes. It's got very nature-based shamanistic energies to it. It's a pretty cool deck. I really like it. Mystical Journey Oracle. So this is what we're guided to today, at least first here. Let's see. We got one card. Breaking Free. There's a couple of cards in this deck. There's another one that's called Bound in this deck that's similar. Ooh, and Awakening. Breaking Free and Awakening. Those two make sense. Okay, we're going to stop there and get into the book, and I'm going to show you these cards. Her artwork. She does both the artwork and the messages, and her art is just like, wow. So first off, we have our Sacred Geometry, Breaking Free. We have, look at this, third eye activated. She's breaking free of the matrix. That's what all that is about. I've got glare. It's making it hard for me to see from my phone. And all this upper worldly divine energy coming through. We have all this gold energy. This hand coming, doing this is about the dark side hold. And so breaking free. So that's our first card. Second card here is Awakening. Another kind of tower moment here going on. Things on fire, the old burning down, a bunch of smoke. More symbols of sacred geometry. We have death and rebirth here. Obviously, this principle of the divine. What some would say would be Jesus. Here we have the light codes all here. We have this wing, or both of the wings actually. Awakening. So breaking free and awakening, those two definitely go together. Let's, being guided to focus here on the water. Okay, let's start with breaking free. Ooh, almost right to it. Divination on page 74 and 75, we have breaking free. The power of the mind is an incredible thing. Many scientific studies have explored the placebo effect, whereby ill people are given an innocuous sugar pill and told it is effective medicine. As much as 70% of patients reported an improvement in symptoms because they believed the drug would help them. An amazing phenomenon. Using the essence of this idea, the Breaking Free card asks you to believe in optimistic outcomes. Release yourself from your negative thoughts, which are depicted in the artwork as a long, scaly serpent that tries to invade the mind with toxicity and pessimism. The hand of the goddess is soothing and extracting negative thoughts as she whispers in ancient language to help you shine your light in the world. Oh, okay, well, I saw that very differently from what she describes here, but either way, the way it was coming through is the way I was guided to tell it. So she's telling it a different way. Okay, to help you shine your light in the world. When you draw this card, it means you have been living in your head too much, overthinking and catastrophizing. A universal truth is that your beliefs create your reality. Once you understand this, you need to make a concerted effort to free yourself from harmful thought patterns. If your thoughts are dark and you're always entertaining the worst case scenarios, you are putting that energy out there and strengthening that possibility. Actively choose positive self-talk, as it is a powerfully effective practice. If you just start by giving yourself a simple compliment, you will change the negative thought frequency you are stuck in. Action. Your mind can be trained just like a muscle. So if you find yourself taking a deep dive into the worst case scenario, stop and focus instead on what you want to happen, the best possible outcome. And notice how this lifts your mood. Okay, so there's a lot to say about this because, and I'll try to keep it short though, is we have to take into account that we're not always fully in control and sovereign. So if you find yourself that no matter how hard you try to be positive, to stay positive, to not do what she's talking about here, to not, always think of the worst case scenario, to not always go negative, to not always, just assume that the worst is going to happen or, whatever. If you find that it is really hard for you to stay in that for very long or at all, then the chances of you having a parasite or two, I've seen as many as 3. Well, it's kind of usually if people have 3, there's 2 that are like twins that are attached, working together very like literally as one, and then another one. But anyway, most people have 1 or 2, and they will control your thoughts and emotions, frequency, energy, behavior. And if you find that you can't get your shit together, that you do things that don't make sense, if you're upset easily, triggered easily, you complain a lot, everything's bad, you always have money problems, you don't feel good, whatever. Then there is definitely a parasite in play, and that needs to be taken care of, and that is something that I do. So please reach out if you go to my website, infiniteempath.com. Look at the rainbow light energy, rainbow light body energy healing. That's what it is. Because that is the service that I have. It's a very deep healing that will remove parasites, and until then, it's literally impossible. From there, you can heal. There is a shadow period where those effects still are there. It's kind of like when you take shit out of the pool, the shit's still in the pool. Take some time to filter that out, and there's things that you can, do after that, and work on all sorts of stuff energetically to clear out the system. And and also, just because we take one out doesn't mean that we, if we allow ourselves, if we get into a real low place, we open ourselves up, through fear, through pain, through anguish, despair, depression, that we're inflicting on ourselves. That opens the door wide open for parasites to come in and attach to us. So you really is necessary to get and stay positive, and not be sending out energy for timelines to be created that you don't want to be created, because that will happen. You think about what you don't want, most of the time, that's exactly, versions of that is going to be what you experience. So in various ways, however it needs to show you what you're doing. But most people are too asleep, too unconscious, in robot mode, and also, controlled by parasites to be able to do that, to see it. And that's the whole point of the parasite. They make it so you don't see reality. You don't see the truth. You don't see yourself and how you're, spinning. People that are not parasitic see other people and go, that's what we call crazy, because it makes no fucking sense what they're doing. Like, why do they do the crazy shit that they do to themselves and others? It goes against nature. It goes against, everything that is, light and creation and blah, 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 right? Because it just literally, you're just like, that's nuts. Why is it nuts? Why is it crazy? Well, because that person, that system of people, if that's the case, are components of people who are not thinking for themselves. They're reacting to how they're being programmed to react, how they're being literally puppeteered. It just doesn't look like that because we can't see it. So we call it the things that we call it: mental illness, addiction, self-sabotage, whatever. But all of it, the truth of it is, if you can't control yourself, then there's something else controlling you. And the real question is, what the fuck is that? And when people start to ask that question, then more people are going to find the truth and get out of that cycle of being controlled by entities that want you to be as low as you could possibly be, and use, systems and tiers of experience from high to low to perpetuate that, instead of there being balance. Okay, so with that said, let's move on to card number 9 on page 28 and 29. Awakening. The powerful image on this card depicts an awakening and represents breaking free from the cage of outdated ideas and old patterns that no longer serve you. This is your rock bottom, the dark night of the soul, in which you realize the way you are living your life is no longer working for you. You have overcome a great struggle and found a new and better way to live. As with the legend of the phoenix rising from the ashes, you too shall be reborn into a new chapter of your life. You understand that you do not have to go through anguish or battles to evolve, and you become aware that when you follow your greatest truth and honor yourself, life starts to get easier. What is your deepest truth? What do you want or need in your life that you are ignoring or diminishing to please others? Do you feel unappreciated or unloved? Are you allowing others to treat you badly? Get quiet and really explore why you feel this way. Every unhappy event in your life is a gift, as it gives you the opportunity to recognize ways in which you are not honoring yourself. This resurrection brings its own rewards, for the more you have suffered and overcome, the more trapped energy you clear and release. Well, you need to also, you can't just overcoming your, things that you've suffered doesn't mean that energy isn't still, the remnants of it isn't still there. And that's why we need to cut cords for sure. But if you're no longer living in that timeline, you definitely have released a lot of it, but that doesn't mean that it's not influencing your timeline, because it's still connected. You have to actively cut cords. See my Unstoppable Empath course and membership for that. Ooh, excuse me. Okay, and action. Repeat this mantra: when I realize my innermost truth and act upon it, I heal myself and others. Oh, I love that. Okay, so a couple of things here. Once again, we have the Phoenix coming into play here. This is a recurring theme lately, and so much so that I use the Phoenix. It's called, I have a new group starting, and I'm working on all of the details currently, and will be launching and announcing that very soon. But I will tell you right now that it is an Evolve Now group, and it incorporates my other groups and so much more. It's a long-term group commitment to do this work. And I am so excited about it. And so it's called the Evolve Now group. The Evolve Now group, the Phoenix Rises, I think. Yeah, the Phoenix Rises. I'm pretty sure that's what, but anyway, it's like Rising Phoenix, something like that, literally. It just came through yesterday. And I'm like, yeah, like, because I keep seeing, we keep getting these messages, and I got this download to create this, this group. Because my Evolve Now program is a one-on-one group, and it's very, very intense and long-term, and so much comes with it. And it really is about a huge evolution. All your timelines changing, your whole world changing, your, or as much of it, like a lot of it, healing from chronic illness and connecting spiritually on the highest of levels, truly breaking free, truly awakening. I really feel personally that these are messages about helping people break free and helping people through their awakening. And when it says, when I realize my innermost truth and act upon it, I heal myself and others. I feel like that I resonate with so much because of the work that I do and why I do it, and what motivates me, what inspires me, what I'm connected to bring into the world to help people with. And this new group for the Evolve Now program is just so perfect and at the perfect time. And I love everything about it. I'm so excited about it, that I can bring a whole different spin of the Evolve Now that is so one-on-one and exclusive. And because it's so intense and long-term and deep and life-changing and involves so much of my time, it is expensive. It's not cheap. But I couldn't do it unless I got paid a certain amount to be able to take up that much time in my world, in what I do, and how I facilitate and work with people in that program. But it really is dictated by the person themselves, how much they're willing to partake of all of it. And it's a readiness thing. Even if they're doing that, sometimes people can't do too much. At first, at least, because there's a lot to get through and there's only so much that can be done. And it's just, it's very unique. It's very tailored, and it's very, very functional in its design. It's not something I created. It's something I channeled with all the healings, all the groups, all the programs that I've channeled are divinely guided and channeled and created. And I never thought I was going to do any of these things or be this person or live this life. It's all, been picking me up and putting me into a new role, a new life that I, obviously was always meant to do. But, it doesn't come from me. It comes through me. And there's a big distinction there. Just like with every spirit walk and every message that comes through, it's, I am guided to do as much, to take myself out of things, but I am the human that it comes through. So I am in it as well. And I'm going through my own ascension process, my own journey at the same time. So it can be kind of complicated, and it's been quite the journey so far. Let me tell you. Let me tell you, it has been quite the journey, as you can imagine, to bring us here to where we are now. I moved 800 plus miles away from the area and the home area that I lived in Southern California all my life, in June of 2023. And then just a little over a month ago, I moved again 3.5 hours to the west, closer to the ocean, but still just up here in Northern California, here to the Trinity River, to this amazing space. And everything that has happened and has come through, and to orchestrate this and bring me here. And that's a really good thing to go back to with this blessing your circumstances thing, because when this happened, when everything started to take form and to shape the way it was shaping from October to December, and make it so I had to move, it got really intense, and I was rattled for a little bit, but also I was guided to dig in and to stay positive and to see this as an opportunity to go where I was really meant to be, and to upgrade in whatever ways I was meant to, things were meant to upgrade for me. And I took a bath and I tuned in, and immediately I found this place and talked to my landlord, and it was mine within a matter of 4 days. And within a matter of 3 weeks, I was here. And so we have to say, no matter how uncomfortable or inconvenient or unprepared we may feel for our evolution and the big turning, the big branches that come sometimes out of nowhere, and that they are for us, they're happening for us, and we're blessed to be experiencing them, because without them, nothing would change. Because I can tell you this, there's no way I would have moved or been looking to move in the middle of December after the previous 5 months of spending so much money on fire evacuations and electric bills that my landlord stuck me with, and just a crazy experience there financially, and my dog getting sick and costing me thousands of dollars, just boom, 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 just money flying out. And then now go find a place to move in very short notice, because your crazy landlords that are super dark side have been activated to boot you from here. And, no, and I know I've talked about this before, but it is the most recent event for me that if I went into fear, if I started to panic, if I started to get angry, if I started to get into fight mode, then I wouldn't be here. Period. I don't know where I would be, but I wouldn't be here, because I would have been resonating with a completely different timeline that I would have had to deal with. So, all of these messages today are about our state of mind, our intentions of what we want to experience, wanting the truth, breaking free of the matrix and of dark side control, and moving forward in a way that takes you into a totally new life experience. And that is why I'm creating the Evolve Now group program, the Phoenix Rises, because it's time to with everything that has been created before it and everything that has happened, to pull it all together and have a group experience in this way. Still do my one-on-one with people, and do hybrids of group and one-on-ones with people. I'm super excited about that. But stay tuned, because coming in the very just few days, hopefully I'll have all of this done and up. I don't know if it's going to be done by the end of this weekend or sometime next week, but as soon as possible, because it is meant to be launched and started very, very soon. So as far as I know, but these things come through kind of in drips, and it's like download, and then awareness, acknowledgement, integration, and then implementation. But there's been a lot to integrate since the 17th, when I did that spirit walk, Metatron's cube. And if you have not done that one yet, I implore you to do it ASAP. It might kick your ass, because it's very intense, it's very powerful, but when I say kick your ass, it might make you, tired. You might get really tired afterwards, very, energetically shifted. And I really suggest that you do that soon. And so when I channeled that and I brought that through and I did that myself, it was extremely intense and literally took, I'm still processing everything of that connection, that activation, that integration, that awareness. And you are definitely guided to do it twice and then listen to it, because it is a lot and it's very, very, very powerful. But it is really meant to set in motion, really meant to shake off things that are holding us down and back, and to align with divinity and the divine and our Mother, Father, God, divine masculine, divine feminine energies, and here in this place, and where all of this is coming from through me. If you're connected with me, if you're going to be working with me or guided by me or healed by me, or, just watching my videos, it's a really good idea to have all this integrated so you can really get the most of it. And as long as I'm guided to point people to it, I will continue to do that. So again, I will leave you with this. When I realize my innermost truth and act upon it, I heal myself and others. And that is true. We are here to heal ourselves and others in all the different, very various ways that we're guided to experience ourselves in the truth and others in their truth, and doing things that are divinely guided from our soul, because that is the truth. We are created to create. We are divine incarnate beings, being charged and activated by our sun, being held in love by Gaia, and we are magical and beautiful and meant to activate and integrate and create and collaborate and help each other in various ways, in so many various infinite ways, and share and unite. So I invite you to visit my website, check me out and all that I have going on. It's going to change soon and be updated soon with what I'm working on. And not just the Evolve Now program. There's other things too. So there's kind of a lot, and I am just one person. So bear with me. Bear with me. But there's a lot to take in on my website, and you can join me in my community on Mighty Networks. All the information for my open space or my private sacred space is on there. And you're invited to join us. And I hope that you've resonated with these messages here today. Remember, they've come through when it was right for you. And again, I invite you to subscribe, hit the bell to get my daily videos and all the other videos that I'm guided to put up, and share in and join in my community on Mighty. Check out my groups, and subscribe to the website and everything, so you know when all the new stuff launches, which is coming soon. And until then, I hope you have a beautiful, glorious, magical rest of your day, your evening, your morning. Wherever that you happen to be, remember all the wonderful messages of encouragement and how to help yourself in your timelines moving forward that were shared here today, to break free, awaken, and live your most golden, magical timelines, dear one. Sending infinite love and blessings to you. Until next time, I am Infiniti with the divine. Goodbye for now.